Hello, welcome to another episode of the Australian Sport Edition show presented by The BJ Show.
This episode we share the rest of the BBL, the update of the NBL and the women's cricket. We also share the A-League. Let's begin with the wrapping up the Australiaa Open. Who went third to the finals for the men and women's singles and double? We start off with the women's singles world. World number 1 Aryna Sabalenka takes on world number 17 Madison Keys. Could we have world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka to take back-to-back in the Australiaa Open? Or is it going to be Madison Keys to take home the women's single at the Australiaa Open? This match, I think it should be a great match. And my winner is Aryna Sabalenka, and best of luck against Madison Keys. We come to the men's single. We have from Italy, Jannik Sinner takes on from Germany Alexander Zverev. This match should be a good game to watch and wish them both the best. Keep your eye out for who won. My winner for this game is Jannik Sinner. I believe Jannik Sinner will win the 2025 men's single at the Australian Open. Find out later in this episode who won the men's single, women's single and other tennis for the 2025 Australiaa Open. We now change from tennis to Big Blash League.
Dragged on, excellent length, a little bit of movement.
BBL, we have made it to the final game for the tournament. We have Hobart Hurricanes take on Sydney Thunder. My winner for this game is Hobart Hurricanes, which will host BBL 14. What should be a great match to watch. Wish both Hobart Hurricanes and Sydney Thunder for the title. Find more later in the episode on the Australia Sport Edition show. We now come to the T20 women cricket. Australia host England best of 3 series. Game 1, which was held in Sydney at SCG. Australia taking home to take 1-0 lead and winner by 57 runs. Game 2, which was held in Canberra Manuka Oval, which also Australia winning this game by wickets to make it 2-0. Want to hear from Game 3? Hear it later in the episode. We now come to the NBL. We are close to see who will make the playoffs. Here is the NBL ladder. After round 18, 10th Cairns, 7 win and 19 losses from 26 games. This season is rebuilding for the Cairns Taipans, which they want make the playoff. They have a good team, all the best for the rest of the NBL 25 season. 9th New Zealand Breakers, 9 win 18 losses. Another rebuilding will come better in NBL 2025/26. They might make the playoff. Could New Zealand do for the rest of the NBL 25 season? Yes, they can. 8th Brisbane Bullets, 11 wins and 16 losses. Got the season back on track. They must keep on winning to make the playoff, yes. They have a few hard games for the next 4 games, including Melbourne United, which will be a test on the road. The next team is Adelaide 36ers in Adelaide, which is another hard team to play. The next team is Cairns, which could be a win. So, I believe that Brisbane Bullets could do well. Best wishes for the rest of the NBL 25 season. 7th Tasmania, 12 win and 14 losses. This team can be very good and not as great. Sitting in 7th, have spot on the ladder at this stage. Having the next 3 games left for the NBL 25 season, our Illawarra Hawks will be a hard game, even hosting that game. The next game is Melbourne United in Melbourne, which will be a good game and hard game. Then host their last game for the season is Cairns, which can be anyone's to win. Well, what I can say, we'll see what happens to Tasmania. 6th Adelaide, 13 wins and 13 losses. What can I say about the Adelaide 36ers? This team has played awesome basketball, having their last 3 games for NBL 25, the last home for the Adelaide 36ers as they take on Brisbane Bullets, then a challenge on the road in Melbourne against SE Melbourne, then Perth Wildcats for the last game for the season, which could be a great game to watch. This Adelaide 36ers team can do anything, and we'll find out in the next 3 games. 5th Perth Wildcats, 15 win and 11 losses. This team has been upset so many times during NBL 25, had games should have won. Been one of the best teams in the NBL from the last 10 years. Could Perth Wildcats do well from the next 3 games? Perth Wildcats have SE Melbourne at home, then heading to take on Sydney Kings on the road, and this could be anyone's to win. Then the final game at home against the Adelaide 36ers, which you never know what could happen to this game. Let's see what happens to Perth Wildcats in the last 2 games for NBL 25. 4th SE Melbourne, 15 wins and 11 losses. Could we have the SE Melbourne safe from 5th or out of the playoffs? That is the question. The last 3 games of the season from the SE, Melbourne will be on the road against Perth Wildcats, then host the Adelaide 36ers, then Melbourne United, which it is going to be a good challenge for the next 3 games. Third, Sydney Kings, 16 wins and 11 losses. What can be said about the Sydney Kings? Had a few big losses against the Adelaide 36ers and other teams in the NBL. Could we have Sydney Kings to play for the playoff? Yes, I believe so. Sydney Kings have been a good team from the last few seasons. Could they be safe from here to play for the playoff? We'll have to wait and find out till the season ends. Second, Melbourne United, 17 wins and 10 losses. Melbourne United, one of the hardest teams to play in NBL 25. At home is one of the teams have played very well for the season so far. Could we see Melbourne United played in the grand final? This point number we'll have to wait and see what happens. Here is Melbourne United last 2 games. The first game is home to Tasmania Jackjumpers, then host again the other Melbourne team SE Melbourne Phoenix. That should be a good contest. Let's wait what happened to Melbourne untied. First, Illawarra Hawks, 17 wins and 9 losses. One of the favourites to win the NBL championship. What season so far from Illawarra Hawks, one of the most challenged team in NBL 25. They are my tip to win the NBL championship. Yes, they have lost a few games which mean nothing now. Here is Illawarra Hawks' last 3 games. They are on the road to Tasmania, which it's never an easy road trip. Then on the road to New Zealand Breakers. Then last home game for NBL 25 against Sydney Kings, which will see the season end for NBL 25. There you have it. We have the update NBL ladder. Heading to a break, and when we come back, we'll share all the Australiaa Open winners and the 2025 Tour Down Under winner. We'll be right back. Welcome to the Australia Sport Editing Show, presented by the BJ Show. Let's start of the winner for the Tour Down Under.
It's an amazing sight, isn't it? The sound of a bunch going by is something really special too.
Jonathan Navarez is our 2025 Santos Tour Down Under winner. Well done on winner, the 2025 Santos Tour Down Under. We now head over to the tennis. We wrap up the 2025 Australiaa Open, which was held in Melbourne, starting off with double winner final. Women's double winners are Katerina Siniakova from Czech Republic and Taylor Townsend from United States. Well done on winner, the 2025 Australian Open doubles. We now come to men's doubles. We have Harri Hiljavuori from Finland and Henry Patton from United Kingdom. Well done on winning the men's doubles. Now we have the women's singles. I have said this earlier in the show, that my winner is Aryna Sabalenka, and best of luck against Madison Keys. Well, I got that wrong. We had a big upset, and well done to Madison Keys defeated Aryna Sabalenka in the women's single in the Australiaa Open. This is the first time in 2 decades, 2003, Andre Agassi won the last Australiaa Open women's single for the United States. Well done to Madison Key winner, the women's single at the 2025 Australiaa Open. We now come to another upset from being the favourite to win the Australiaa Open. Hear what I said earlier in the show. My winner for this game is Jannik Sinner. I believe Jannik Sinner will win the 2025 men's single at the Australian Open. As I said, another upset. Congratulations, Jannik Sinner winning the 2025 Australiaa Open. This match went for 2 hours and 42 minutes. As I said before, I tipped Jannik Sinner winning the 2025 Australiaa Open. Coming into this match, we never knew what could happen, and no worries, Def Alexander Zverev. Good effect to making to the final match at the Australiaa Open. You ever give up? That the wrap from the 2025 Australiaa Open. Coming up next on the Australia Sport Edition show, we'll have all the final match of the BBL 14 between Hobart Hurricanes host Sydney Thunder, an update all to do with the A-League as well. We head to the next break on the Australia Sport Edition show. When we come back, we have all the ladder update from the A-League, and as well the winner from the final match from the BBL 14 between Hobart Hurricanes host Sydney Thunder. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Australia Sport Edition show. Hope you are all enjoying this episode. As we wrap this episode, we have all the latest ladder of the A-League and then the winner of the BBL 14. Before we head into the A-League, I would like to share my winner for BBL 14 final match. I have chosen the Hobart Hurricanes. Why I have Hobart Hurricanes? They have never won the BBL. Could they do it with a big win? We'll find out what happens very soon. Here we are, the A-League ladder. Here we have 10 more rounds for the 2024-25 A-League season. I am going to share the latest ladder. In 13th Brisbane Roar, 12th Perth Glory, 11th Newcastle Jets, 10th Central Coast Mariners, 9th Wellington Phoenix, 8th Western Sydney Wanderers, 7th Sydney FC. We are the top 6. Melbourne Victory, 5th Western United, 4th Melbourne City, 3rd MacArthur FC. We come to the top 2 after 14th round. We have in 2nd Adelaide United, and in 1st after round 14 is Auckland FC, the newest team in the A-League. There you have it. We now come to the final match for BBL 14. Can we have a new champion in the BBL 14 competition, or is it Sydney Thunder? We'll find out what happens who wins BBL 14. Best of luck to Hobart Hurricanes and Sydney Thunder. Well done to Hobart Hurricanes winning its first title to claim the BBL 14 and the first time ever for the title. I have said before I chosen Hobart Hurricanes as the winner and prove that. One more before we go on the Australia Sport Edition show is we had the third T20 at Adelaide Oval between Australia and England, winning Game 3 by 75 runs and winning the 3-game series. Next time on the Australia Sport Edition show, known for tasers, we'll share how all the teams from the BBL went during BBL 14. NBL update with the latest NBL ladder. Also, the LIV Adelaide. Don't forget your ticket. Go to Adelaide Live on Google. That's the wrap for another episode of the Australia Sport Edition show. Next week, we'll have Aidan Barry. We'll share the international.
We're discussing the Premier League. At the February stage, we're going to be discussing the next round of the NFL. We're going to have Super Bowl. We're going to also be looking at the NBA, how those conferences are shaking up, how the NHL conferences are shaking up, any major transfers that have happened in world football, and anything else that I feel like putting on the list. This is the great thing about this show. If anything that I want to throw on the list, I can, and we'll just have a chat about it.
That's all for now. The BJ show is out.